guys, and good morning. Welcome to our Indoor to the Core freestyle sessions. My name is Bartosz Czauderna, coming all the way from Poland, and well, we are stuck at home. So as you guys know, recent events been quite a bit tough, and I would like to encourage everybody to stay at home or stay away from people, stay isolated. But at the same time, we have to remember to stay active, right? And this is what today is gonna be about. I really hope you can guys hear me well. Please let me know if everything is working, the sound is working. I see the quality is hopefully right, so give me a thumbs up. The good thing about staying home means we don't need our kayaking gear. We can just work very easily from our normal clothes and just stay active. So the idea for today's session will be to share some inspirations, some trick work, and some workouts in general, what to do when you are home or just outside on your own. So as you can see, I'm at home, I'm stuck with no weights. I have a spare. I believe it's from Uganda, but well, I'm not going to be using that. What you're going to need is just anything that is comfortable for you for exercises, and a stick, a broom. That's a broomstick. The broom brush used to be here, so that's totally fine. And first off, I would really like to encourage you, all of you guys, to train with me. So next hour is gonna be about us training together. So hopefully very soon I'm gonna see a lot of thumbs up and hearts popping up and letting me know that yes, you're with me and you're gonna be training with me. As that's gonna be super fun live coaching. And general outline of the session is going to be, first of all, I'm gonna show you, as we're working with the hashtag Indoor to the Core, I'm gonna show you the daily workout, 5 minutes for the core, as I'm calling it. That's gonna be very brief and something very easy that each of you can start doing at home to stay active. So let's make most of this time that we are at home and stay fit and be ready for the soonest moment that we can hit the rivers and go out with our bodies and be firm and more solid than we usually are, because sometimes we just don't have enough time to play with it, to prepare, and yeah, well, let's get going. Right, so first part, we're gonna put our broomstick or broomstick, stick, or whatever you have. Paddle might be slightly long, but it's gonna do a job as well. You know, in home we don't have much space, as you can see where I'm with my friends now, and well, I don't even have weights, so everything that I have is my own body weight, and this is what I've been doing for ages. So it's called calisthenics, and it means the exercises are based on your body weight, and it is a great way to work with your core, to get strong. And this is the first thing we're gonna get going, okay? So 5 minutes for your core. Getting strong doesn't mean you have to work with big weights. It doesn't mean you have to go to the gym always. Sometimes more systematic work is gonna give you much better effects than, you know, hitting the gym once in a week and just, you know, feeling pumped about like pushing yourself really to the limit, which is important as well. However, if you do this workout that I'm gonna show you right now, every 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening, now when we all have plenty of time staying at home, working from home, I hope you really gonna enjoy it and well, start using it. Before I start, and I will be reminding that a lot, please take that opportunity and let me know how are you spending the time, how are you looking prepared, how are you training. So post picture of you training at home, preparing at home. If you have your kayak, your gear, whatever, just post a picture and let us know how it looks. So again, Bartosz Czauderna from Poland, love it, live it, running a session for you. So 5 minutes to the core. Give me a thumb up, give me a heart if you're training with me. I'm gonna move my computer a little bit to the side, but I hope to still be able to see you. So if you gonna have any questions regarding the tricks, we're gonna move on to that just after our core workout. And yeah, then we're gonna break up a few tricks that is really good to use as kind of like a easy training at home. And then if you have any questions, there will be time to ask everything you would like to, address when sitting at home, think of this technique, because the flat ground training is really important. But however, this is for the second part of our evening. So this is 1 hour with me, and well, let's get started, right? So hopefully everybody is going to be training with me at the same time. First thing, what we're going to do, we're going to, actually, the other way around, we're going to be doing a very simple plank, alright? I'm just going to make sure you can see everything nicely in the screen. Okay, so a plank. Your hands on your forearms, firmly on the ground, a little bit wider than your shoulders. Legs, feet can be spread, and try to stand on the ground for 30 seconds. I don't really have time here, hopefully. So for start, kick off with 30 seconds, alright? And 30 seconds is something that hopefully you'll be able to do. If it's too much, break it down to 20. But every day, every morning, every evening that you get it going, try to, on the watch, try to add 2 seconds, alright? And this way, you're gonna be able to see your progression, and you will be really impressed how quickly you're gonna be seeing the progress, alright? So after this moment, hopefully you've been training with me now. Move to the side. So put your forearm perpendicular to your body. Your hand can be resting here. My pants are a bit loose, but as you can see, whole my body is straight in line. Trying to hold it firmly. So this is the core training. The core training is really important for all kayaking, all staying fit. And after 15 seconds, you can change to the other hand side. And well, it just helps with all this, all from paddle strokes to loops to cartwheels to throwing the boat around, and that's gonna be really useful for any progression you want to do. If you get your core strong, it's not only you getting stronger, but also you preventing the injury. So make sure you're gonna be making most of this time. Okay, that's been a little bit longer than 15 seconds. Next one, after the plank and then 2 side planks, the exercise I would like to show you. Make sure you're gonna have your broom just beside you. First thing, we're gonna work with the balanced sit. So balanced sit is very simple as well. Your legs are elevated a little bit above the ground. What you're looking for, maybe 10 centimeters over here. And your hands extended in the front, alright? If you can, fold your toes straight. That's unnecessary. Just focus on holding again just 30 seconds perhaps of balanced sit in front of you. So this is working for your stomach muscles. You can feel your abs working definitely. And then thing we're gonna start with, additionally we're gonna grab our broom, which is our paddle. I'm gonna, just a second, put a watch on my wrist. So take your paddle and start your strokes. So we're gonna get 30 seconds of paddling again. As you can see, interesting thing, my legs start moving straight away. Perhaps that's doing it in one pulse here is going to be a little bit too much. So you're welcome to take a break in between. Alright, and we're gonna take a small break. So that was just adding a little bit to the balance sit, which is a very basic exercise. As you can see, my legs were moving to the sides, which definitely most of you already know. And whenever you make a stroke, the leg on the same side is pushing forward, alright? And we're gonna address technique in a second, we'll have time for it. This is just warming up daily workout that you can be doing, alright? Now we're gonna come back to the balance sit, and there's a great exercise where you can be moving weights from side to the side in the balance sit. We're gonna adapt it for kayaking a little bit, and we're gonna be doing a crossbow initiation, which is great for Phoenix Monkey. So we bring our legs up again, as you can see my legs in the back, and I want you to touch the ground next to your hip. 10 times on each side. Obviously, keep your feet up. Alright, so another great exercise for diagonal stomach muscles. Makes you get stronger, helps you definitely with leg cleans, with phonics monkey, but also with basic paddling and getting more power and more core work into your kayaking. So next thing that I like to add to my training, so what we're trying to change is pretty much going for one muscle group to another muscle group, and I always like to do push-ups to get my upper body a bit stronger. Not everybody obviously can do push-ups, but I'm just gonna show you a couple different versions to get you inspired. Enough space, so we put our broom to the side again, and again my hands are gonna be a little bit wider than my shoulders, and you can start with doing a full push-up to the ground and up, do a half push-up and up. Now try one of your legs to your opposite hand on the inside and again on the other side. Now do the same thing, but extend your leg doing the push-up, and to the opposite side. This is great for diagonals. And another thing you can do is bring your knee outside of the leg, both sides. You can try bringing your hands really close together with a small triangle between your fingers, working on your hood muscles, and let's translate it that way. Try bending your elbows to the back, try twisting your hands, getting them to the side. All of those versions are gonna get your push-ups less boring, and are gonna also work with different muscle groups, alright? So I encourage you to try different ones. There are obviously like hundreds of kinds of them, but what we are here is kayaking for. What we're here for is kayaking. So, well, we'll be going. Something I would really like to recommend to you guys is also adding the sit downs, something I haven't been doing for ages, because obviously I think, you know, like in kayaking you don't really need legs, which is one of the biggest mistakes. So now when we are home, let's work on this as well. And there is a simple trick. Your technique is not perfect. So the idea with sit downs is you want to have your feet parallel to each other, and you want your knees to work above them. Alright, so your knees will be bending only forward. If you struggle with holding the position, and don't worry, I've been struggling with that for ages, put something. A broom is not ideal because it can twist. Maybe you have a broom, really, but idea is to put thing under your heels, and that's gonna bring your feet slightly higher in the back, and it's gonna make it easier to hold the balance for you and make sure that your knees are working in a healthy way forward, right? So all together now, we're gonna get 10 sit downs. Make sure you work with your hands as well. Adding this extra bit whenever you can. I'm really bad at counting, I believe I'm at 8. But try to time yourself. And, well, that's it. Usually I like to do 20, a little bit more full legs. And, yeah. Well, so this maybe 10 minutes, alright? A little bit longer than I expected. But I've been talking as well. Always try to, you know, take an exercise, get a few seconds, 10-15 seconds break, and then go for another one, alright? So this is really minimal. It's gonna take you 5-10 minutes, but imagine doing it every morning after you get up, and doing it every evening before you go to sleep. If you keep doing it for a month or however long we're gonna be stuck, you're gonna get really fit. And every time you do it, try to add 2 extra seconds, all right, to the end. That's gonna really push your strength forward. All right. Now that was a warm-up for our little session, and hopefully you've been training with me. I hope you did. Now I'm gonna show you a couple technique exercise that you can be working at when you're at home. I'm actually gonna twist it sideways again. Hopefully you can see that. Well, I can see well, so that should be fine. A little backwards. Alright, so we've been doing during our balance sit, we've been doing a little bit of paddling. So when you exercise, it's more about staying fit, right? But when you actually sit down and you have a moment, it's a really good moment to address your technique, all right? So first thing I would like to do is address your position. As you can see, I'm slightly bent forward. So try to sit the way you sit in a kayak. And I have to tell you, it's way more comfortable that way for me, as I'm used to sitting in a kayak more than sitting with my legs straight. But anyway, so we will be kind of a kayaking basic position. So my knees a little bit forward, put to the sides, where they fit nicely in my kayak. And what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be trying to kayak forward. We're going to be working with our power stroke. So I will be referring to my mat as a kayak, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be putting my right blade near my right foot and going all the way near the mat vertically with whole blade, if it was here, under the water until I reach the hip. That's going, watch my body being straight. I think of pulling my spine towards my chest to get a nice and straight position. I always say to the guys, well, imagine there is a nice girl you like and she's looking at you, and everybody gets straight away. And same for the girls, obviously there's a nice guy you want to impress, and you know, just show a nice good looking position, show that you're in control. And actually sitting a nice in control, moving your body weight to the center position helps a lot in a good kayaking technique. Alright, so we're gonna be doing half minute of paddling forward. So focusing on our ghost blade, going from our foot to our hip. Take your own pace. Focus on holding your position. There's no rush here. You work on position, you have a lot of time. Yeah? Try to correct this. Whenever I lose my position, I'm like, all right, I have to bring it back up again. All right, make sure now you try to pull from your spine. Pull from your back. Imagine it's here in the back. This is where the pull is coming from. And now think of the legs. Remember when we did the balance fit? Our feet were moving, all right? So whenever I take a right stroke, hopefully you guys know it, my right foot is gonna be pushing, all right? So this foot gets active in the kayak. So now, watch my knees. Hopefully you will be able to see it. Whenever I take a stroke, they move a little bit. Alright, so this is forward paddling. Give yourself a minute. After, you know, this warm-up we took, if you will have a spare hour, was a little bit intensive, right? So getting a little bit of paddling will be a nice way to either get yourself before it in, or just after it to catch a breath, right? And same thing, always when you do one direction, you have to do another direction, right? This is for changing the work in your muscles and having a balanced development of your muscles, right? So if you do left, you do right. If you do forward, you have to do backwards, right? So also do backwards paddling. Regarding backwards paddling, there are a lot of schools. So two main ones that are kind of in my favor are the ones that ask you to go all the way from the back to the hip. That way you really push your tail far, but you don't really use most of your natural body ability and strength to to add the power. So I actually like to go from my hip to my toes. But what's going to be happening in a kayak, it's going to mean a lot of edging will be added to that, and your boat will be sweeping horizontally. Back paddling is a situational thing. However, in freestyle especially, we do it a lot, alright? So just make sure you try different ones and try it underwater as well, so you're comfortable with it. For now, this is just the exercise, and you want to make sure that you balance the forward strokes you had done before. Alright? So that's going to be our forward paddling, and now we're going to try to do a couple of rolls. So that's going to be a different axis we've been working with. For now, the exercise has been in that axis, so our forward axis, and what we're going to work with is going to be an Eskimo roll. For most of you, probably that's totally fine and totally easy. So just, you can skip through it. Or for those that are still not sure of their technique, that's maybe something that's worth working at home, but that's just an idea and an inspiration, right? But you can work on it being at home. So what you can do is imagine you're in a kayak, right? I'm in the water, taking a breath. I'm going down under the water. You guys will be able to see me. And what happens, if you can see my upper knee goes all the way upside down. My boat will be upside down. My paddle is alongside my kayak, right? And folding all the way. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sweep my paddle until I reach the perpendicular point. My second blade goes above my kayak. I'm gonna brace on the top of the water. Look what happens with the leg here. All the movement that's gonna be happening is actually my knee pushing the boat back up. So do it a couple of times and push on the paddle and come back to the upright position, alright? So try to do it again. Hold in. Now when you have an idea, let's focus on the small things. Try to bring your head up, bring it all the way, and make sure your head is the last thing that comes out of the water, right? I'm just gonna show you quickly the second side, so nothing is left behind. This time I'm gonna start from a folded position. I'm gonna go all the way down. You can see my leg being above me. I'm gonna go all the way up, open up my position a little bit. My paddle is above my hip, and my leg comes up a little bit. Using the paddle and coming up. Rolling down again. With the sweep, my leg starts going up. My head stays low, and it's the last thing that goes out of the water, right? With the Eskimo rolls and most of the things we'll be doing here. Remember, those are just exercises, alright? This is not ideally the same movement. You won't be, in most cases, able to repeat it exactly the same, alright? But using our easy environment, the fact that there is no water, there is nothing that makes you uncomfortable, you will be able to really focus on the small details and things that you can address, right? Here is a lot of time to focus on that sweep stroke and your leg coming up. There is time to focus on the second blade going above your water, on your elbow being stuck to your chest, and so on and so on. There are a lot of details, and each of you needs to address those things individually, right? But if you take time with it, if you actually sit down on the ground, having your broom, and try to do the trick, it's gonna bring you a lot closer, because you have a lot more time, a lot more breathing air, and a lot more comfort out here than you would have been on the water in the flat or in the white water, right? So remember, the way we are coaching in Love It Live It, we always bring it from really easy things, starting in the front row when you are drying your clothes, and then you build it up to doing the same things in your kayak here on the flat row. Then you bring it to the flat water in your kayak. Then you bring it to the moving water in the eddy. Then you bring it to the eddy line. And then you bring it to the small wave, small hole, bigger wave, bigger hole. So slowly stepping up the difficulty. When something stops working, come back, all right? But next thing we can play with, just to get a little bit stretching as well, is the back dip roll. For that reason, I'm gonna set up backwards to you guys. I want you to be sitting in the kayak. I'm gonna be rolling on my right hand side, which means I will be going to the left. To make sure I stay orientated underwater, I bring my leading hand slightly higher, and I'm gonna lean all the way to the back. My paddle goes under the kayak, sweeps really wildly. Now, when I'm backwards, I'm in a position that the paddle is all the way behind, sweeping it back in, and my body comes back up. I'm gonna move a little bit lower. I think you probably lost me from the screen. So one more time, leading hand, going all the way back, going under the water, sweeping as far as I can before hitting the water. Going to the backwards position here. And all the way back and rolling up. Alright, I'm gonna do one more to the other side. It's confusing, right? So my left hand will be the leading one. And actually need more space here. And I'm gonna go all the way to the back. I'm gonna sweep as far as I can with my hand. Bring that paddle to the back, sweep all the way down, bring my leg up, and stand up. Alright? Obviously here we're spending a lot of time on it, right? So each roll was maybe 5 minutes, getting a little bit of technique, getting a little bit of idea. Hello guys, yeah, hello Jimmy and all the friends for the comments, for all the thumbs up, I really appreciate it. Remember, I'm still waiting for your photos, photos of you training and preparing. Yeah, 5 minutes for the core, indoor to the core. I want to see those hashtags going. Sorry, I got distracted here. So each of these exercises can be a really quick one, yeah? So you can do 3 rolls, very easy, each direction. Just to get going, get this little bit of mobility for each of your joints, and you know, just way of exercising at home, right? The same way you would get out to the water, here you can do it at home and be dry, which is pretty epic. All right. Well, next thing, and something I really like to do at home, and it's actually a really good exercise as well. I'm just thinking the way it should be done. I'm gonna first do it backwards. Nope, always. Alright, so we're gonna be doing a stern squat. But first we're gonna start with a very basic exercise for your abs. Is when you lie down sideways, you put your hands on the sides, on the ground, hopefully you guys can see me, and look through your shoulder to the opposite side of your leg. Bring your legs above your head, all the way to the other side, and back. Hopefully you guys are familiar with that exercise. If not, it's super easy. It's really nice to get it a couple of times there and back. Just remember, you start from being sideways with your legs bent. If you start with your legs straight and you bring it up, it's not really good for your spine, alright, so please avoid that. But we're gonna go from this easy and very known exercise. I would like you guys to go sideways and we're gonna try to do a stern square. So the same thing as you were putting your hands on the sides. Look for a shoulder, and I'm gonna use the speakers. Does that help? Maybe I'm not, maybe I am. Right. Okay. So find something that you can fit your end of the broom in between. Look for your shoulders and imagine pushing on the blade. So obviously your paddle will be underwater now and pulling on the outside of the blade. And by pushing against the speaker now, so my movement is here, and bringing my legs to the other side. Right? I'm going to show it again. Pushing the speaker, it can be a chair, it can be a table, it can be a leg of your friend, and you push firmly on it, and by using that force, you bring your boat all the way back. Right? The same thing you can do to the other side. I don't really have anything to support me on this side, but that's fine. Look through your shoulder, put your paddle firmly on the ground, and use your legs to bring the body around, alright? It's really interesting to do that exercise, and because if you can do one with, I use the speaker, chair, table, your friend or anything, it really helps you when you can use your hand to push in something, alright? While when I was doing it just with my legs, but still keeping my paddle on the side, it was a little more difficult for my stomach, right? So that way you can really understand the role of your paddle in a stern square, right? And we're gonna go one step ahead, and what we're gonna do is going to be a screw up. A move that some of you might know. It's a popular move in from square boating, and we've been doing it in Poland because flat water kayaking is really popular in Poland, right? So that's one of the first moves that you learn actually after the stern squirt. The idea is, you know that moment when you make a big stern squirt, you know, you're in your antics and you get vertical, but the water pushes you and you go over it and you hit the ground, right? The idea is to style it out, right? So instead of going all the way to the side, to the opposite side, what you have to do, you bring your boat up, and by pulling your knee and using a paddle, you bring it flat down, alright? How can we learn it? That's super simple. I'm gonna use the speakers again. It's gonna be this direction. Then we're gonna flip anything. Yeah. So, get your grip on a table, chair, wherever it is. Look at your paddle. First, it's easy. You bring your legs up. And now we get to the point where your legs are flipped above your head. So they'll be into this position and you have to roll together. Actually, to learn it, really easy combination. Upside up, setting up for the roll, going for the roll, and getting up. I believe I'm out of the screen, but that's fine. So split it into the small parts. First, roll up and get up. Actually, on the flat ground, probably easier would be doing a full version straight away. You can see I wasn't out of the screen, so I'm gonna do it again. And get sideways, look at the screen, don't look at the screen, look at the paddle. Bring your legs up, and instead of bringing them down, you can look at your feet and bring your paddle above your head, on your side, brace hard, and as you're falling down, you're gonna roll up. Right? One more time to the other side. That will be the other side. So getting sideways, that will be using the right roll. So bringing the legs up, and as I'm falling above my head, I sweep my paddle as for the roll and come up. Might be confusing at first, especially watching it. I'm not sure how it feels, let me know. But You know, once you try it, once you kind of, you know, see it works, it's super easy. And once you will be back on your kayak, you're gonna see straight away how easy it transitions, right? So those were a couple easy moves to yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. Well, thanks for everybody who's joining in. If you just joined, so we just, in the first part, we went through the workouts and preparation you can do at home. And we are just finishing with the part where I'm showing you a couple of kind of kayaking exercises that can keep you fit, really basic ones. We did the Eskimo roll, we did a backup roll, stern squat, and now we just did a screw up. Super fun things and super easy. And now we're gonna run through 3 more tricks, freestyle tricks this time. Or 2. We're gonna see how we're doing with time, and if you guys still wanna watch it, let me know if you enjoy it, let me know if you have any questions. As after this part with the tricks I'm gonna show you, we're gonna move to questions and answer. We'll see how we're doing with time, but hopefully I'll be able to answer all of them. Alright, also I hope you guys training with me at the same time. Alright, first thing I'm gonna work with is spin. For most of the coaching session we do, people come to us and they're able to spin, which is great. But there's a big difference between spinning, being spun by the water, or using the water to spin, alright? Most of it can be addressed in water, but what we can do sitting here is actually understand the full technique of a spin. Again, a basic move, but really important and really useful to use this house lock days to work on your technique. So, what we're gonna be doing with the spin, I'm gonna be starting with the right spin first. I want you to get firm in the kayak and put your, imagine you're surfing, right? Okay, well, let's surf for a second. Of course we're at home, but we all want to be, you know, surfing the waves. So if you can, I've seen some amazing pictures, you know, put a POV of somebody surfing on the wave, that could be you, that's really amazing, really to get you in the mood, right? So think of you're surfing, put the rudder, make sure the rudder is parallel. And now, a really important concept with the spin is what you want to do, you leave that paddle near your tail, and what you're going to be doing, you're going to be pushing yourself away from the water that flows this direction, yeah? So you guys are my upstream, the water comes from this way. I'm in the wave. And as I'm surfing, I'm slightly closer to the right shoulder, yeah? The right shoulder wants to spin me. I'm waiting for the initiation point. I'm really lazy. So what you guys really want to take from that session is, what you want to do is you want to be super, super lazy, right? So, which means you want to listen to the water, all right? So be lazy, listen to the water, and use the least effort to get what you want, all right? So put that paddle near your tail, sit straight, and wait for that initiation point when it takes you to the side. And it takes you to the side, and as it takes you around, you observe in the green water, you push away from your paddle, but it almost stays in one place. What you really want to make sure is that you complete a full 180 degrees. As soon as you are sure that you're backwards again, you change your paddle, put your paddle near your left foot, look at the green. If you think about it, your paddle is pretty much in exactly same place as it was before, and you wait for the current that was on our right hand side to take your tail again, and as it takes your tail again, you push yourself away from the current, or from the, it can be the table, it can be the leg of your friend, and you're straight again, alright? Obviously twisting the mat, it might be easier on the floor actually. I'm gonna do one more on the left side. So mat to be straight for you guys. You can see the point of reference, taking you and the table as it. So I put my paddle on the side and I'm waiting for that current. Now I'm going to do a left spin. I'm on the left shoulder. The water is on my left hand side. Yeah, I'm closing the eyes. I'm feeling the surf. And then I get the initiation point where the water starts taking me to the side. I'm using that force. Spin twice. Put the mat along the mat. Completing full 180 degrees. Getting backwards to you guys. I switch my blade. I look for my shoulder and wait for another initiation point where water takes my tail and go all the way forward, right? Alright, so make sure a key thing is if you keep practicing and you make sure with every exercise you complete a full 180 degrees. Imagine, think of it when you're on a wave. If you get 170 degrees, so where's the 10 degrees missing, and you change your edge too early, what's going to happen? Your edge, instead of letting the water under before completing the spin and going to backblast, is going to drop down and is going to get taken by the water, causing you a flip or a flash at the best. Right? So what you want to do is really focus on those angles. So you really have a lot of time, make most of it, alright? So that's the spin, very briefly. There is a bit more for that, but for now, keep practicing with that. Make sure, again, you drop the pictures with hashtag indoor to the core, 5 minutes for the core is what we started with, and we're gonna move to the next move. Another great move to address at the flat ground. What we're doing is a flat ground freestyle session, something I loved starting my coaching with. We're gonna do a flat Felix. So Felix is actually a great and amazing trick, which is actually performed mostly on the waves, but can be done in the hole, and is valued as quite a bit of points. But what's most epic about it, you learn to Felix nice. If you can really master that trick and you find a good wave, you might be able to do a helix. And helix, trust me, is one of the best tricks you can ever do. It brings you to there, upside down, inverted, and you draw 360 degrees spin when you're upside down, which is like a helicopter spin. Epic. So, Felix, super easy move. Even easier than stern squares, so something I really recommend to beginners, but also for the advanced paddlers to work with and get another trick on the board. Alright, so here we go with Felix. What you want to do is, first I'm going to do it without the paddle to make it a little bit easier. Stay. Right? So, quick breakthrough. As with the spin, hand in the back, first you complete a 90 degrees turn. You are perpendicular to the current. What you have to do, you will be going upside down now, and after you're upside down and sideways perpendicular to the current, you're gonna be throwing your legs around, so you get up with your left hand, alright? So I go down with my right hand, we get upside down, roll around to bring my legs to the side, and here using my left hand, I get up and doing the stroke and finish the move. Okay, one more time, a little bit quicker now so you can see the full motion. 90 degrees into the roll down, into bringing the legs around, bracing behind my hand, and with a stroke, bring it fluently up. Alright? Let's try one with the paddle. Same thing. You start with your right blade near your tail. So you do a 90 degrees turn. You go upside down on your right blade. You throw your paddle around, both around, and you set up for left row. Doing the left row, you finish with a sweep stroke, and you finish being forwards. What actually happens with Felix in practicality, it's pretty much 90 degrees into falling upside down, into setting up for the roll on the other side. That completes a full 270 degrees. From there, you have to just add 90 degrees of a sweep stroke and you're there. Two things that you have to remember is 90 degrees on the front, on the start, and 90 degrees on the back. Alright? I'm going to show you Felix to the other side as well. So start with the paddle, near your tail. Look at the camera, smile. Do 90 degrees. Flip upside down. Bring your legs above your head. You get on the right side, watch out for the speakers. And with a sweep stroke, come back up. Alright? One more, a little bit quicker this time. I just see what I did. Well, I'll try to be a little bit more gracious this time and fluent. 90 degrees, rolling upside down, getting up, right leg, and back up. That's a Felix. So, another great move, worked a couple of times, but it's actually quite an advanced move, done in a very simple way. You can learn it in flat water, super easy, you can do it in the hole, just have to start near the shoulder and a little bit further from the hole line, or on the wave when going down, and the feeling is great, and it leads you to the helix. So one of my favorites to train with people, as it's really gratifying. Alright, I'm just gonna do a quick sweep. So thanks for everybody who's with me. Well, we did, again, to wrap up everything for people who just joined, we did 5 minutes for the core, which was kind of like a warm-up or daily workout that you can do. Then we did our kind of paddling workout that can keep you fit in home, and then we did spins and Felix, right? So just to orientate yourself where we at and what you can do watching the stream later. And now we're getting slowly towards the end. So if you guys have any questions, if there is anything you guys would like to hear, you would like to see, exercises that you can do at home, please let me know. I will be answering your questions now. Well, I will answer as many as we can, and some of them will stay for stories and maybe a next session. So yeah, drop us a message. Well, let me know if you like what we've been doing, if everything was clear, if you get the idea, and yeah, if you have any questions. I'm just browsing, trying to see. Thanks for the likes, for all the feedback. Thanks for joining. See so many friendly faces. Nice to see you guys online. It's kind of the new way to hang out now. So it's cool you guys found time to share this time with me here. And again, if you guys have any questions, anything else you would like to address, obviously what we've done is just an example, alright? It's just you know, something, maybe inspiration what you guys can do, inspiration, how to spend your time, how to start your morning, how to end your day, to stay fit, stay positive, to you know, get ready for that kayaking season, and you know, everything that's waiting for us, and the rivers that will be soon flowing again, and then we'll be paddling together. Another thing that a variation what we've been doing that I would like to recommend for you guys is with this paddling thing we've been doing. So imagine, you know, you are in the water. That's actually really simple. So, you know, you can just do a couple very easy cardio from paddling super easily and calmly, and then you can do sprints. So just try to time yourself. I would recommend paddling for 30 seconds, doing 10 seconds sprint, or you can do 45 seconds sprint and do 3.5 minutes of break. Multiple options, multiple ideas for that. always remember to do both sides, to work on your left and right side. Use the exercises we've been doing, and yeah, well, a few more minutes if you guys have any questions. If you could, I hope you could hear me all the way through the stream, and it's just not the exercises. So, you know, something maybe just another inspiration except the kayaking. You know, there is a lot of it's not only when you're training for kayaking, there's a lot more things that can be done and can be actually go towards building up a good kayaking fitness. You know, it's not only power. I would really recommend you guys yoga. When I'm training this season, every day I'm starting with a yoga session that leads into this kind of a core workout. I try to spend 15-30 minutes a day, and it really helps all the kind of you know, amount of exercise I'm trying to my body when training freestyle. And so yoga is a great thing. Stretching sessions. So after the workout, after your training is finished, after your kayaking is finished, or just at any point of the day, you know, sometimes you just feel tired, and I really recommend you taking like half hour, you know, put on the movie, take a screen, and try to do a couple simple stretches. Myself, I usually just open a YouTube channel for an inspiration to see kind of different drills, and it's actually really nice to train along with somebody. That's a really good way to push yourself and just, you know, see what can be done, what are the options. Maybe next session, if you guys are interested, will let us know. Maybe we can do a stretching or yoga session together, because I hope you guys have been training with me all the time for the past hour. So those are two things that I really recommend. Well, games at home, you know, staying with your family, staying with your friends, that's a great thing as well. You know, board games are winner. We do a lot of hangouts online in the kayaking club, so that's a quite fun thing. You know, always, if you guys have any questions, if you know, looking for inspiration, if you want to get some coaching online as well, reach out to me or to Love It Live It, and we're definitely gonna help you out with the ideas and inspirations. And well, if there are no further questions, thank you guys for your time. It was amazing to have you here. Thanks so much for a whole hour. That's really epic. And yeah, please let me know. So you know, how you've been training. Show me the pictures. Post them in the comments or send me a direct message. Also, again, if you have any questions, you want some support, some inspiration, how to do tricks, how to break them down, just send me a message, and you know, and we have a lot of time, and definitely gonna be working on that. Yeah, and hopefully in the distant future we're gonna see you again, this time paddling. Thank you so much. It was Bartosz Czauderna from Poland, Team Jackson, and coach on Love It Live It. See you around. And wait, sorry, just in a question from Chris. That's the last minute shot, but how do you work on flat water loop once you have the bow stall? Alright, well, now we have a flat ground session. So, well, general, if you can still go out, that's great. Once having a bow stall, you might remember to not overdo it, alright? Remember that your key point is having the loop, alright? It's a little bit important where you at the moment, if you can actually loop, but try to find environment that's gonna let you separate the trick itself, alright? So first learn to loop if you can, and then get to the bow stall. How to do it on the flower days? Try to find a place with a little bit of elevation, right? What I like using is our ports, our higher side of the concrete, even a trunk. Just make sure it's deep enough for your boat, and so you can kind of work only on the point from plugging, jump and landing, all right? So if you can get a loop, that's already a lot easier to get it from the bow style. Then when you have a bow style, remember that your point is not bouncing. What we're doing, what you can see a lot is people like bouncing up and down to get the most of it. Your key point to learn the trick is to actually do the loop instead of doing a really big one straight away. So, and it's actually really difficult to get it bouncing. So once you get in your bow style, do one push, bring your body up, and do the jump straight away, all right? And again, a little bit easier way to address that, try paddling forward, do your double pump, but instead of starting with a power stroke into a push, do a sweep stroke. It's the first part of a double pump. Just move the computer to the side a little bit. So first part of a double pump puts you on the side, and then push on your bow getting on the edge, and that's gonna put you straight in the bow style. But because you are running this direction, all your power is gonna pushing you to the front. So if you don't do anything, you're just gonna fall over your head. So what you wanna do after you finishing your bow style, put your both legs in the water, body low, pull your paddle out, and as your paddle boat goes past your back, jump forward to use the motion and land the loop. So this is kind of a way to still use the balance you get in bow style and go into the loop. Once you can get it going, once you can actually balance yourself a little bit, try to do one pump and jump. The key point again is jumping from the highest point that you can. So when you are over here, you want your boat to be as high. So my boat is coming back up right now, and then it's going down. And as you go up, you want to perform your jump when your boat is still coming up. So you want to finish the kicking part at the moment where your boat is finishing coming up. Hopefully that was clear, Chris. Thanks for your question. And something to work, to get your bow style stronger as we are working with flat ground is actually the plank, and remember when you do a bow stalls, the ideal position would be thinking of yourself as a chair, so your back being straight, your legs and your boat being all perpendicular in those angles, so it's gonna be nice and stable. So anything that's gonna make your upper body stronger, anything that's gonna make your core stronger is gonna be helping towards this balance. Definitely, if you had kind of like Swiss ball or like half Swiss ball, even possibly a normal poof would be like a little bit good for that. Try to balance on it. Try to maybe you can get on a two small like pillows, one you are kneeling at and second one you put your paddle at, and try to hold the balance, pressing your shaft against the pillow. So just a couple ideas, couple inspiration how to get your bow style better. But anyway, hopefully that was helpful, Chris. So as I can see, no other questions popping up. Now we reach actually a full hour, so that's pretty cool. Thanks again for everybody who joined. Thanks for everybody who watched it all the way till the end. And again, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up, let me know, send me a direct message, comment here. And thanks for this time. It was Bartosz Czauderna from Poland. Love it, live it. See you around, hopefully nowhere.